Fellas, it's time. End of the season is now. Season 22 launches literally next week. By the way, we're going to be watching the showcase live over on our Twitch channel. Come join us. We're also going to be doing a lore recap before we get into that reveal. And hopefully, this reveal is going to hype us. With that being said, though, this is our seasonal prep guide, or I guess end of the season prep guide. Now, keep in mind, everything we're going to say in this video is completely optional. This is just for my folks that want to get an edge, but if your tank is already empty, by all means, just chill. With that being said, let's start with prep number 1, bounties and XP levels. Guys, bounty hoarding can actually make a difference, especially when it comes to your artifact mods. You never know if you're gonna have a scenario like Classy Restoration in Season the Haunted, where that literally made the difference in the day 1 completion of the Duality Dungeon. Hence why we bounty hoard every single season. Now, Pinnacle Gear power level will still remain fixed at level 1810, so you don't have to worry about that. This is just purely for unlocking those artifact mods and for getting a slight edge in areas where over-leveling has some advantages. Now, we've made guides on this process before, but here's the TLDR. Weekly bounties grant an amount of experience called XP++, which is less than most seasonal challenges, but far more than that of daily and repeatable bounties. Vendors that currently offer weekly bounties are Shalhan, Hawthorne, Eris Morn, the Lector of Enchantment, Varix, Starhorse, Petra, and Nimbus. Now, guys, you can hold up to 63 bounties and quests within your inventory, which comes out to be a hell of a lot of experience. Just remember, guys, the 2 things you need to do to maximize your gains. Number 1, equip the Blinding Light Ghost mod for an extra 12% XP from all sources. Guys, do this at the beginning of the season. Maybe even do it now, so you don't even have to worry about it. Second, after a few ranks on the paid season pass, a Fireteam XP boost will activate, granting an extra 2% to all XP gains for players in a Fireteam. This is where you really want to save your bounties, slot your mods, and then join your friends and pop those bounties. And normally I like to actually wait for somebody to go ahead and blow their load in their bounties, and then I just piggyback off their hard work. We actually do this pretty much at the beginning of every season on stream, and if you happen to be by, we'll be trading checkpoints. Just keep in mind, guys, if you're joining on someone and you're popping on your bounties for that extra XP, all that we ask is that you invite someone else. If you're gonna take, you gotta give. Last note, while it's fine to hold on to less valuable daily bounties, guys, I highly advise not hoarding any repeatable or Season the Deep specific bounties. Deep activities aren't leaving, but these are likely going to be removed from your inventory once Season 22 launches, and the repeatable bounties are just terrible in the XP department. Now, prep number 2, currency and economy changes. Guys, our high-level currencies are getting some major adjustments that some people are not a fan of. Either way, though, new caps on Ascended Alloys, Ascended Shards, and Enhancement Prisms are going into effect on day 1 of the new season. As of this recording, alloys and shards used for crafting and masterworking weapons and armor are currently capped at 10 per player, while prisms are capped at 50. The most popular workaround for these limitations has been letting your excess materials pile up in your postmaster, and as long as you don't fall asleep at the wheel and accidentally let your postmaster fill up, for the most part, these items are safe. Bungie wants to prevent further loss of these valuable materials, as well as just consolidating materials in general, by removing the option to pile up those materials in your postmaster. Instead, they're going to be giving Guardians deeper pockets. The new material caps are 30 alloys, 30 shards, and 100 prisms. However, once you have reached the cap, excess materials will no longer go to your postmaster and will instead behave like Glimmer. If those pockets are full, that's all you get. Now, Bungie claims less than 1% of players will be practically impacted by this change, but we want to make sure everybody has a chance to get ahead of it. You see, guys, what is present in your postmaster now will remain even next season, so you can go grind out on the Devil's Lair Nightfall this week, which our farm guy makes it easy to do. It's honestly not a tough one, guys. It's a great one to farm, but you can top off your resources everywhere, including the ones in your postmaster. These items will not be removed under any circumstances. So think of this as like your 401k, man. Don't touch it. Don't ever use it. Just forget about it. And then hope to God the government doesn't screw you over. Or in this case, Bungie. Alternatively, though, a less efficient way to store shards and prisms specifically is to masterwork exotic armor and then place it in your vault. You can dismantle them later to receive back many of the resources used to level them up. But if you're like me and your vault looks like this, then that's not an option. And before somebody jumps and says cross, please get rid of that garbage. Everything in here is of value. Maybe not right now, but you never know what the next meta may bring. Prep number 3. These are for your last chance items and activities. Everybody should be aware of rewards and activities that will no longer be accessible once the new season starts. And if you're prone to FOMO, this section might hurt a little. Again, we're not here to spike anxieties, but we still want to warn folks. Guardian ranks and seal gilding for Season in the deep needs to be completed before August the 22nd. This is very important to me. Remember, the highest Guardian rank you can earn for a season is the one that's going to be displayed by your name all of next season. So if you want that 11, get it now. Farm those Grandmasters, do those dungeons and commendations while you still can. Similarly, yielding sealed titles like Conqueror, Glorious, Dredgen, Deadeye, and more have the same cutoff. Again, these things may not matter to you, seals not so much to me, but that number next to my name, absolutely. It's really hard to be toxic in an LFG squad when you look around and everyone's the same level as you, right? But if you're an 11, you could say, quiet! The 11s are talking right now, okay? Now we know of a few pieces of gear that are also leaving the loot pool. The last Rite Ritual Reward Scout Rifle and its ornaments are on the chopping block. Normally I would say that's okay, it's quite ass. But you never know what might happen. Bungie may actually do something to this weapon or this archetype. But if you're an aggressive scout rifle enthusiast, as well as a completionist, you'll want to get this one. Another weapon is Centrifuge. This is honestly the best weapon from this season. This is like my #1 pick. It is the Season Pass exotic auto rifle, and it is leaving. And if you have the exotic catalyst for this weapon, guys, you know it pops. Now the Trials Unwavering Duty machine gun is also rotating out, as well as Exalted Truth hand cannon. Granted, if you don't have those weapons by now, well, that's just too bad. That said, there's not a whole lot that's actually leaving though. Seasonal weapons are still going to be earnable. Comp's weapon, Mercurial Overreach Sniper Rifle, is sticking around at least for another season, and no major activities are rotating into the content vaults. All in all, this is not the worst season in regards to FOMO. Prep number 4, new activities and loot. Now the reason we're doing all this prep is to hit the ground running and get all the new accolades for Season 22. Now while we don't know much about the story or the setting, we've got a good idea of what there is to do, and it's kind of a lot. On September the 1st, we're getting another reprised raid. Leaks aside, we don't know whether this is going to be Crota's Inn, Wrath of the Machine, or even the Leviathan. Some people even said it's going to be Scourge of the Pass. But the day 1 race will require clearing the raid twice on contest mode, once normally and again with challenges. That means players can't over-level using those bounties. But the more XP you have, the more likely you're going to hit max effectiveness through the use of those artifact mods. A new raid also means that Root of Nightmares will be entering the weekly raid rotation, shaking up how much folks have been farming gear and spoils for the last few months. The exotic mission rotator is also going to be dropping, and the August 10th TWAB gave us juicy details on its rewards. Missions like Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield are all returning with their exotic weapons, Dead Man's Tale, Dead Messenger, and Revision 0. But with the kicker, they're all going to be craftable. Additionally, these missions will drop weapons and armor for the seasons in which they drop. That means that top tier weapons like Ikelos weapons, Retrofit Escapade, and Tears of Contrition will all be reasonably farmable again. Completing each mission will grant its exotic and crafting pattern right away, while craftable legendary rewards may still drop with deep sights. We did a video on this the other day, guys, but essentially this is the list of weapons with their associated exotic mission that you will be able to earn next season and of course craft. Now ritual playlists are also getting some love here. On top of the weekly pinnacles no longer being tied to specific ritual playlists, Vanguard, Crucible, and Gambit are all getting new gear. Yeah, take a look at all that. Bungie is also increasing the rate of ritual playlist Ingram drops, and you'll be able to target loot these items right out the gate. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is your prep guide. Not a lot of prep. Again, no major changes in your pinnacle level, which means you can hit the ground running very quickly. Hopefully, the Final Shape Showcase is going to be spicy, guys, as nothing would kill the hype for a current season than if the showcase for Final Shape comes out flat. Come join us and watch though, guys. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.